Great question. It's going to be a great statement.
Great.
The one of the interviews that we had was Prince Dykes, and he wrote some investing books for children. And it was interesting because one of the things he mentioned was, as he's trying to teach these kids about, investing in stocks and bonds and stuff like that, he was also having to teach the parents about even how to like buy a stock. And it's crazy to me. I mean, it's the real world. Like that's real. And it's interesting to me that we're trying so hard to educate our kids, but at the same time, the parents are just as uneducated as the kids are. And I'm curious, like, how do we as all of us have this bigger why of helping and serving and teaching the younger generations, our children, how do we get past this stage of kids not being taught these things in school? What are you doing as a dad of 3 to teach your children how to be financially literate?
I think the biggest thing is just for my kids, it's walking the walk, and they're going, and while I'm walking the walk, they're going to be walking right beside me, and I think that's the biggest part. Whereas my 5-year-old, she knows about the contractors, the business, and when we were actually in Panama City, they were all walking the houses with me, in the pictures, and kind of understand, and had them licking the envelopes, and and doing all of that piece, so they see the business. And I talk to them while we're riding to a house or meeting with the homeowner, and just kind of sharing the story and the reason why we do what we do and how we're helping people. And it clicks to them, and it's like, okay, you want to go do this, but you're able to do this because we invest in real estate. We have passive income. We're not working, and we're creating jobs for people. So for me, this kind of just is exposing them to them as much as possible, and just sharing, and like always be teaching, a teaching moment whenever possible. And but on the flip side, with like external, like I just recently partnered with an organization that helps with the Department of Education for the United States, with that they manage like Upward Bound and some of the disenfranchised programs that we have for our youth, whether it's at the high school or undergraduate level. We're just talking about financial literacy, and so I'm actually going down to Florida. Well, actually, I got to see if they're going to do it virtual, but I'm going to be presenting about how we can leverage accountability groups to help young people, to kind of teach, to help with undergraduate retention rates, and with teaching financial literacy. And so that's something that I think that being able to have an ecosystem, kind of like, with the war room, where we know iron sharpens iron, but really having an ecosystem around these kids as they're going through, and kind of sprinkling in some of this financial literacy as they're going through undergrad, that I think that will kind of give them a leg up when they go out into the real world. And so that's one way that I'm trying to approach it. But I've partnered up with like organizations with like BICOB in Atlanta last year. We did a virtual program with them for kind of some of their Upward Bound rising high school kids, and just kind of teaching financial literacy and just communication, resume writing, some of all these intangibles that you need, whether you're going to college or not. You need to know some of these basics with just how to give a presentation, how to present yourself, and in order to be successful, whatever it is you choose to do.